This is going to be the first video on the channel. Sit down. And today I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of a rundown of all the gear I'm going to be using to make these videos. I'm not filming on a big camera today because I'm going to have it up in the tree with me. But I am filming on my iPhone, so don't mind the quality and the sound. But I'm just going to kind of run down and break down everything I'm going to use to make the videos for y'all throughout the season. Everything I have is fairly budget friendly. I mean, it's still, hunting stuff's expensive, that's all you're gonna get down to. But the first two pieces of gear, or three, I was gonna run down, is my platform sticks and my saddle, because the platform and saddle are gonna be on me in the tree. I'm not really gonna be breaking those down in the tree. So, for my climbing stick, I'm running the XOP X3s. And I have a one stick aider hooked onto those. For the price, you can't beat them. They're fairly light. The one thing I will say I'm gonna upgrade and that I would look at upgrading is the straps. Go with the Amsteel strap instead of these cam straps. They're not bad, but they're heavy. They're harder to pack. That's the only complaint I have with these sticks. And then my platform is the XOP. God, I keep forgetting what this thing's called. I'll throw it up on screen and there'll be a link for it down in the description. But for the price you're paying, it's not a bad platform. It is heavy. That's your one thing to consider. So this will be the first thing I'll upgrade next year probably for hunting. But I'm running the XOP. It's the XOP platform. I can't remember the name of it. Sit down. Penny. See it. But it's the XOP platform. And I don't have any complaints besides the weight. That's the biggest part. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a platform. You got your adjust in the bottom. Other than the weight, I like it for the price. And then my saddle I'm running is the XOP Mutant. And I have it, all my straps cut to size where they are duct taped up so I don't have a bunch of rope laying around. I have no complaints for this besides comfort. It's lightweight, it's easier to put on, to go in. I wear it in usually. And then I have just a cheap dump pouch with all my ropes, my gear belt, everything in there. But I'm gonna throw all this on and I'm gonna start climbing up the tree for you and show y'all how I break, or not climbing, but put my platform in the tree and show y'all how I set everything up. Alright, so while I'm getting up in the tree, I'm gonna give y'all a better introduction to myself. My name's Hayden Hoots. Penny, get over here. Here! My name is Hayden Hoots. I am 17 years old. I'm born and raised in South Carolina. I was born in Columbia and lived there for a year or two of my life, but the rest of my life I've lived in Kershaw. Born and raised, or not born, but raised my whole life in this town. Not many people are gonna know it, so don't expect you to know where it is. It's a teeny little town right in between Charlotte, North Carolina and Columbia, South Carolina. But I hunt, fish. I've hunted and fished my whole life. My grandfather got me into the hunting side, and my dad's not really a big hunter. He's more of a fisher. But I hunt. This is my first year fully bow hunting and saddle hunting. I also fly fish primarily now. I do not do much conventional fishing. So that's pretty much what I do. The videos you'll see will be bow hunting and fly fishing. This is my first year saddle hunting. Like I said, the stuff I have is fairly budget. Come here, hey! I think I'm $380 all in for my saddle setup for my first year, which is way cheaper than I thought I was going to be getting for it. Next year will probably be a pretty big price jump, but this year I wanted to stick fairly budget. Come here, hey! Sit down. Come here. Good girl. But I'm gonna get up in the tree, and the first thing I want to say, I'm not very far off the ground. Always make sure you're tied in when you're climbing. I can't emphasize that enough. Too many people have died and gotten hurt from doing careless stuff, climbing up a tree. I've come to it thinking I can climb up a tree with nothing on and slipped and scared the piss out of myself. So don't ever think you're good enough to just throw up a tree. Don't ever do it. I mean, you never know what could happen. So we're gonna get up in the tree and start getting set up. I am using just the base ropes from XOP that come with the saddle. So I haven't upgraded to a Kong duck or anything yet. But let me move the camera up actually. Alright, so I am still using the ropes that come with the saddle set. I have no complaints besides the pursuit knots are piss aggravating. So that's the only complaint you'll hear me say with this. But the first thing I do when I get up here, once my saddle's set, I've already climbed all the way up. The first thing I'm gonna do, actually it's in my dump pouch. I'm gonna pull out everything I need to start my setup is in my dump pouch. I don't know why I was taking my bag off like I'm done with that part. But I will have to take my bag off once I get to my top stick. I keep my saddle in this front pouch of this bag. But I'm gonna throw my tether in the tree. And I have a slip knot going through and then another slip knot goes around the tree because it just helps hold your rope in place a little bit better. And I like to do head height, right below head height seems to be the best for me. Tighten this, give this a tighten. Once you got that in the tree, you can go ahead and stow off your lineman. Now you're in the saddle. Now you're in the tree. Next thing, I'm gonna reach into my dump pouch that I keep in there, and everything I have is put up in order that I'm gonna need it. So next is my gear strap, and it's just the Muddy gear hanger. I think they're $8 at Walmart, so not very expensive at all. Quit digging, lay down. If y'all hear me talking to something, it's my dog. Acting like a fool right now. But I'm gonna take my gear strap. I like to put it fairly high. I like to put it fairly high and out of the way. Wrap around the tree so I can get balanced a little bit better. This tree juts out weird. So now that's in the tree. The next thing I'm going to do is take my bag off, and the book bag I'm running is a Mossy Oak book bag. I will figure the name out for y'all and put it in the description. But that's how my bag's going to be situated. And I always like to put the waistband around the tree because, like, you can see how it wants to come around the tree. So I'll always just keep this waistband on so it's not moving around the entire time. And it does kind of block your view over here, but you'll see in a minute. That doesn't really matter for me. I can spin around and look as much as I need to. But the next thing I'm gonna do is reach in my big pocket here. And this is the newest, where'd I put the base? Base fell down. This is the newest thing. I haven't even put it in the tree yet. But I will put up a link to the basic arm if that's something you want to look at. Although all the video that'll come up of my camera in a tree will be off the basic arm. And in some of those clips you can see that it's just not the most stable option out there. Now this, I'm probably going to end up, since it's got a spot on it like you put a cam locker on a saddle platform or anything like that, I am going to move to the cam buckle strap just to kind of quiet it up and eliminate the sound of the ratchet strap. But I like to put my bases usually about knee height is where I like to run my cameras at. This tree is kind of a bad tree to be on, but so get that in there. Put that spike on in the tree. Now, this is the Muddy Hard Hunt camera arm. So it's not much more expensive, just a little bit. And as you can tell, I've never used a Jim Gum thing before. Penny, here. Come here. Alright, that's fine for now. It does have a bubble level on it, so it's about perfectly level right there. But it's already I can tell it's a big upgrade from the basic arm. Mainly just being able to put the base on the tree separate from the whole arm, because that got aggravating. But the next thing that I would pull out, and this is all after I pulled my bow up and I got my bow hooked over here. I'll go through my bow in just a minute. Next thing I'm gonna pull out is my camera. Get it running. I don't have a battery in there right now, so it's not gonna turn on. And then the next thing I would do, morning, evening, no matter what, I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna turn the camera around towards me, and I am going to throw on my variable ND. And I am running the KNF Concepts Nano X magnetic. And the reason I'm running the magnetic is when it's early in the morning, I can just pop it right off and throw this back in my bag until I need it. But that is going to be that. That's my camera almost ready. Next thing I'll pull out is my mic. And I am running the Rode Video Micro. Just for the size mainly. It's tiny. I can pack it in pretty much anything. But I will take that and plug it in. Now I have audio with my Rode mic. So the Rode Video Micro, the biggest part of it is if it breaks, I'm not worried about it. It's only 70 bucks. So I can just go get that replaced. Other than that, now this right here, come here, hey. This right here, I'm ready to hunt. I don't have my GoPro to show y'all how I set that up. It's with my buddy currently. But this right here, I'm ready to hunt. I'll have my knee pad that'll go over this so I can rest my knees down and work the camera. But this right here is all I need to do to be ready to hunt. And I like to put my camera on more favoring this side because I want to have a shot and be able to film this way. But when nothing's happening, I can just turn this around and have it over here where I'm looking at primarily. But everything I use in this video will be in links in the description. That's everything I really need to hunt besides my bow. I don't have my bow out here with me. But what you're looking at is how I look in the tree every time. I always have my camera arm, my bag. The only thing that might change is if we're hunting public and we've already went in to set up our platforms and sticks. We are hunting private and we've already set up our platforms and sticks. I will carry a little black Lowepro camera bag. And that's just to save on having to carry this big old bag in. But there's other things I carry. One of them is called a white mist filter. It doesn't look like anything, but I will put up some video with the filter and without the filter. What the white mist filter does is pretty much all that does is give it more of a filmy look. it makes everything softer, not as sharp. I'm not gonna run that usually hunting, filming deer, but I would use it during B-roll and stuff like that. Next thing I always have in my bag is a blower. That's self-explanatory. You gotta clean the camera, your sensor off, your lens, something like that. And I don't have it out here yet in my bag right now. I also have a rain cover for my bag, which is usually gonna go over my camera if it starts raining. But I don't have it out here right now, but I also carry a lens pen everywhere I go, just to help with cleaning off the camera and the lens. I also have a thermocell. Hunting in the south, you have to have a thermocell during these months. Even though it's a little windier and cooler today, they're still running rampant. I also always keep a muddy gear stick stuck in my bag. And I can put that up in a tree if we're on private, put a GoPro up on there on the next piece of gear I'm going to show you, the Magic Arm. They're 20, hold on, they're 20 bucks on Amazon, and I can't stress enough how good these things are for the money. I mean, it's just endless shots you can get. So you can move these any way you want. You clamp it down to something. But that's just in there to get certain shots with the big camera, or putting the GoPro up on a limb or a step like I was showing you. But most of the time I will run my GoPro on a hat clipped into my gear strap, and that kind of gives you the perfect angle. What else do I have? I have refills for my thermocell, obviously. Lens cap, that just got taken off. That's always on my camera. Usually if I don't wear my harness in, my bino harness, I'll keep my rangefinder in this bag. The waist has 2 big pockets on each side. Usually I'll keep a rangefinder on one, and during rut I keep dopey in the other. I don't think there's anything in there. And they're in my other bag because the last time I went and hunted, I used that bag. But I also keep black and green face paint in my bag at all times, so that's always in there. Other than that, that's pretty much everything I'm going to need to get into the stand and hunt and video it. I mean, from just messing with this camera arm out in the yard, I can already tell it's going to be leaps and bounds better than that basic arm. The basic arm is just a hunk, pretty much. I will actually run and grab it right quick. So this is the muddy basic arm. I don't know where the fluid hit. Oh, let me back up. Wait. This is the muddy basic arm. As you can see, it barely even wants to move. I'm not even gonna try and mess with it. But the biggest complaint with this arm is this top section. I mean, you can see the play in it. And it doesn't give you much adjustability as far as the base. The fluid head that comes on it straight dog. I mean, it's like paper thin. I had this one on it before I just upgraded, but I mean, you can see the difference. This arm isn't moving much at all. This one's just always moving. And it comes with a little ratchet strap. It's got a hook on each end. So, I mean, I don't like it. The new one, as you can see, the Hard Hunt has a big ratchet strap on it. Way easier to grip when you're in the tree and tightening it. And it's just a way sturdier camera arm. It doesn't move much. I don't have it set all the way in yet, but the base, if it's not level, as you can see right here on the top, on your top level, you can level it out, which I mean, I had to push it out. You can see a good bit for this tree, but I mean, that's the setup up close. The camera, the fluid head is just like a cheap $20 one off Amazon. but just with the $20 one, it's leaps and bounds better than that one that comes with this one, even, and especially the one that comes with the basic arm. And then there's the bag. Just a simple bag. I got straps for my sticks on the bottom, pocket for my saddle, platform on the front. But I mean, that's the setup pretty much. I mean, that's everything that I'm using on a day-to-day basis. I will have everything in the link in the description. I don't know if I talked too much actually about my camera. The camera I'm running is the Nikon Z30, and I have a 24-70 lens on there. Nikon S-line. I think it's an S-lens. It's not like the S-line, but I call it S-line. But for the price, you can't beat the camera. I mean, take it off. The size of it, you get full 4K shooting. You don't get log, but if y'all want to buy this camera and you want to see how you can make your footage look like log, I can make a video on that. But I mean, for the price, I think I paid $450 or somewhere in there for the camera body. And I mean, it's a crop sensor camera, APS-C size sensor. Let me hold it up a little higher. It's an APS-C size sensor camera. And I have a full frame lens on there because eventually I'd like to get a full frame camera. But that's the camera rig set up with obviously the Rode Video Go mic on there. And this is the 2, this is not the original. But that's pretty much everything I'm taking into the woods with me on a day-to-day basis besides myself. And I have no complaints from it, really. I mean, other than that camera arm, which I finally got rid of, that's going in the trash. I'm not even giving that to my brother for him to start filming on. But, I mean, that's the gear we're running for the 2025 season. Stuff might change in and out. And, I don't know. It'll come and go as I choose. But, just wanted to make this video first. Y'all can see the journey of all the gear we have. So hopefully it will ramp up as time goes on and get nicer stuff. One more thing I did want to note. This camera arm, I will throw up a screenshot of the listing on screen. Has a mount that's about that big that you're supposed to use with it. Come here, hey! But my fluid head uses an adapter in it for some reason to take it to quarter inch. So instead of using the long tall extender, I could just throw this on here and take the adapter out and my stud fit on there. Don't know if all camera fluid heads are going to do that. So that's just a fair warning I wanted to state before y'all go, oh my god, I couldn't use my fluid head with it. You can use your fluid head with it, I promise you. Any universal fluid head is going to work with this arm. You just got to get over the fact and the ugliness of having a piece of metal about that big. I mean, that's just what you're going to have to do. But that's the setup. Public, private, everything. I like it. I have no complaints about it. So there's really nothing I could complain about too much on it. So that's the setup. Thank y'all for watching.